up your YouTube, search for Stukeley Meadows, watch on your big screen.
Or another device if you're at home.
Get yourself comfy, this could take a while. What a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a Stukeley assembly.
Hi there everyone, and welcome to today's curriculum assembly. I have my notebook. I feel a bit like a news reporter, but I'm going to need that for later. So let's get started. For each other we, every day we, to improve we, and together we will. And our everyday focuses are, and our Stukeley motto is, and our Stukeley curriculum is, and of course those 4 very important words. Excellent, so here we are, another curriculum assembly, and yes, we do have some experts. Notice I said experts, and yes, they are experts from right here within school that we are going to meet them later. A big thank you and shout out to Oren in year 2 because he gave me the idea for this assembly, so thanks Oren. And well, what is the theme, I hear you ask? Well, today is going to have a bit of a musical theme actually, and we're going to have a bit of a music quiz as well as a part of that. But before we get there, thinking about music, I wonder what all of you have been learning in music recently. I'm going to give you a moment to pause and tell your class teacher because they might not actually know. Off you go. So hopefully your class teacher has found out exactly what you've been doing in music as well, because they probably don't know actually. So that's nice to share what you have been learning. Now, music in our curriculum at school and in the national curriculum across England has kind of different focuses. Part of learning music at school is about performing. So actually being able to perform, if it's playing an instrument or singing, by way of performance in front of an audience, even if it's only a small audience like your class. The other part of our music curriculum is listening to music and actually beginning to develop opinions about it, whether we like it or we don't like it. If we do, why do we? Or if we don't, why don't we? That kind of thing. And this is what we call kind of reviewing and evaluating music. And it says so that you get to listen to music and get to know music from lots of different styles, lots of different genres, lots of different music from different places, and from music from different times, you know, from music in the past as well as more modern music, and also getting to know the works of the great composers, so those that are considered to be the great composers. So that's kind of part of what music looks like in the national curriculum and is part of your curriculum too. But there's lots of other bits and pieces that you do as well. So I wonder what a music lesson does look like. What kind of things do you do? If you have time, then you can pause me and you can talk about that as class. And if you don't have time right now, maybe it's something you can come back to. What does a music lesson look like? I'm sure it's going to be different from maths lessons and English lessons and French lessons, for example. So it would be interesting to know what kind of things you do. Now, music, not everyone necessarily knows this, but music is supposed to be really, really important for brain development. It's supposed to help with language skills, and it's also supposed to help with developing motor skills. That means kind of moving your hands and things around, and collaboration skills, and also emotional intelligence. Goodness. So music has lots and lots of different benefits for our minds and for our bodies and for our development as a whole. So I guess that's why it's in our curriculum, because it's more than just learning to play an instrument or just singing or just learning to listen and appreciate music in general. So it has lots of it going for it. Now, I thought it would be quite interesting to see just how good you are at music at Stukeley Meadows and just to see how much you know. So I've got a music quiz here. So you can just do this on whiteboards if you'd like to. Teachers can pause if you'd like to, whichever you choose to do. So Are you ready? Whiteboards out, pencils or papers out, whichever you're using. So number 1, not too tricky, so I'm not going to give you a choice for this one, okay? Number 1, which percussion instrument is named after its shape? And number 2, how many strings are there on a violin? Are there 4, 5, 6 or 7? Number 3, which member of the orchestra holds a baton? Is it a violinist or the conductor? Number 4, are there more black keys or white keys on a piano? Number 5, which Disney film features the song The Circle of Life? Number 6, which of these is a famous work by Mozart? Is it the magic flute or the magic trumpet? Number 7, which stringed instrument is the largest? Is it the double bass or a cello? Number 8, which animal completes the title of this famous work by Prokofiev? Is it Peter and the Wolf or Peter and the Rabbit? And number 9, someone who sings in perfect tune is said to have something pitch. Is it ideal pitch or perfect pitch? And number 10, what is a small flute called? Is it a monoto or a piccolo? Okay, so I wonder how you got on. I am going to go through the answers really quickly. So number 1, percussion instrument named after its shape is of course a triangle. Number 2, how many strings on a violin? Well, there are 4. Number 3, which member of the orchestra holds a baton? It is of course the conductor. Number 4, are there more black keys or white keys on a piano? White, you're right. Number 5, which Disney film features the song Circle of Life? Yep, it's The Lion King, of course. Number 6, which of these is a famous work by Mozart? Well, you may not have known this, but it's actually the magic flute. Number 7, which stringed instrument is the largest? Well, it's a double bass. It's one you have to stand up and hold rather than sit down like a cello. Number 8, which animal completes the title of this famous work by Prokofiev? Well, it's Peter and the Wolf. Tried to trick you there with the rabbit bit. See what I did? Number 9, someone who sings in perfect tune are said to have perfect pitch. And number 10, what is a small flute called? It's called a piccolo. Wonder how you did. Perhaps when you see me in the corridor, you might be able to quietly tell me what your score was out of 10. So now you've had a bit of a brain warm up to find out and talk a little bit about music. I wonder what the experts in school are going to tell us about what it takes to become an expert musician. Let's find out.
Hello, I'm Isla and I'm learning how to play the piano.
Hello, I'm Ellie and I'm learning how to play the piano and the ukulele.
Hello, I'm Lily and I'm learning how to play the piano.
Hello, I'm Phoebe and I'm also learning how to play the piano.
Hello, I'm Sophia and I'm also learning how to play the piano.
Hello, I'm Amy and I'm learning to play the drums.
Hello, I'm Adriana and I'm learning how to play the piano. Hello, I'm Leo and I'm learning how to play the violin and the piano.
Hello, I'm Edward, I'm learning to play the piano.
Hello, I'm Sam and I'm learning to play the drums.
Can you tell me what it is that you most enjoy about playing your instruments?
Sometimes it just, when you're feeling down, it just brings you up and it makes you feel a lot better and it just makes you really free.
It's something to work up for, and being able to show your parents or your friends what you can do is great.
And your parents can learn how to do it too if they keep practicing what you've taught them.
What is the hardest part about learning to play a musical instrument? What's the most challenging aspect?
Getting into a routine and being able to do it every day and remember not what you play.
Perfecting your piece.
Having a routine, like having maybe 30 minutes every day to practice your instrument, and then each day you'll get better if you continue.
Sometimes it's remembering your keys. Like sometimes you can forget your key. Trying with the drums not being too loud and overpowering everything in the house.
Trying to like practice every about 2 days so you don't forget it.
So if you went on holiday for a few days and then you forgot how to, you could just you have to look back on all of it.
So what do you think, what would you say you need to do? Are those sort of tips to becoming an expert? Are there any kind of practical things that are actually really difficult about learning an instrument?
Well, you have to practice lots of days to get it absolutely done so you can get it right.
So the amount of practice is the issue. Is that the most challenging part about learning?
Yes.
Would you say so, Amy? What about drums? Is it the same problems, same issues?
You have to keep practicing, try practicing every single day, and then just, practice and get better.
When I practice playing on the violin, sometimes I might make it too loud or too quiet.
A big thank you to today's experts, our musicians. I know it gets a little bit quiet when they're on video, so I hope you managed to listen in and hear what they had to say. I think probably the key thing that I got from listening to all of them and from talking with them was that to become an expert, particularly a musical expert, practice and regular practice is the key. And then that kind of reminded me of what people were saying about getting to be really good at reading and really good at maths and times table rock stars. It was all about time, wasn't it? And about putting time aside regularly, kind of building up a routine and a schedule to make sure that those things happen. Not necessarily spending long periods of time, but making sure that you're spending some time on a regular basis, preferably every day probably. And maybe little bits, or what we call little and often, is better than few times, but spending a long time on it. And we certainly know that people, those cognitive scientists, people that study our brains and know how they work and how we learn best, they certainly talk about that a lot, that little and often is really, really good. So if you want to be an expert musician, or an expert mathematician or reader or whatever it is, then making sure that you're practicing the things that you want to get better at. And by keep going with them and doing a little bit, but doing it regularly and building in that routine is the key way to making that happen. So I hope that was helpful again. Big thank you. I can't remember if I said this, but a thank you to Oren if I didn't, because this definitely was Oren's idea for our expert assembly. And so if anyone else has got some good ideas of experts within school that I could talk to in the next week or two, then let me know, just like Oren did. Okay, everyone. Work hard, be kind this week, have a really good one. I know we're getting tired as we get to the end of term, and I know that sometimes when we get tired we can get a little bit edgy and grumpy with each other and all of those things, but above all else, work hard, be kind, keep on going. We're nearly there, everyone.
Thanks, Mrs. Stevens. Once again, loving the child experts. I really do love seeing you all on screen. Right, let's finish up with some birthdays. Hey, 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 it's time to say we've got a Stukeley birthday. Hey, 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 it's time to say we've got a Stukeley birthday. Oh, come on! Happy birthday to Owen in year 6. Your last birthday with us, Owen. Have a great one. I'm sure you celebrated at the weekend. Also, I don't normally do personal shout outs, but Saula in year 5 has asked me to say happy 2nd birthday to her brother Marcus. Happy birthday, Marcus. Hope you had a great day with your family. Thanks, Saula, for that. I'm not going to do any more of those. I'll never finish birthdays. Anyway, let's finish up with EDK.
And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you. And we are learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, learning to remember things worth remembering, everyday knowledge for you.
Hey everyone, yesterday I showed you a map of the world. Here it is. Right, here's our blank world map. Now yesterday we talked about continents, didn't we? A continent is a group of countries. It's a big area of land and it's got lots of countries as a part of it. Teachers and staff in class, whoever you are, you helped me out yesterday. Let's do it again. Teachers or whoever's in class, please can you show the children where North America is? Off you go, show them North America. Okay, good one. Right, now can we do South America? Can you point to the group of countries that are South America? Okay, now can you show Antarctica, please? Come on, Antarctica. Right, now can you please show Europe? Now, we should know Europe, shouldn't we? Because it's one of our maps from EDK. Now, what about Africa? Can we show Africa? Come on. There's Africa right there. And now can you show Asia? It's an enormous continent. There's Asia right there. Come on, Asia. Right, now, finally, now, yesterday I called this Australia. Now, Australia is a country. It's also used as the name for a continent as well, but spoken to some experts on this and we think you could Oceania's another name. We're going to call it Australasia. I think that's what we're going to agree on. So teachers, staff in class, can you please point to the group of countries that are the continent Australasia? There they are. Brilliant. Right, now, hey everyone, back in the garage now. Mr. Watley teaches at Stukeley Meadows Primary School. Yeah, I know some of you are watching at Newton Primary School. Hey Newtonians. But Mr. Watley teaches at Stukeley Meadows Primary School. And when he saw this video yesterday, he sent me a WhatsApp. He said, Mr. Singletary, the longest river in the world is not the Nile, it's actually the Amazon. Now, him and I had a bit of a discussion. You might call it an argument. We had a discussion. I put quite a lot of research in on the internet. I looked at lots of websites and some websites said the Nile was the longest river and some said the Amazon was the longest river. If you look in the Guinness Book of World Records, it tells you that the Nile's the longest river. If you look on the National Geographic website, it says the Amazon is the longest river. I really don't know which website to trust. There's a little message in here, isn't there, for computing lessons and e-safety. Yeah, I don't know who to believe. So all I'm going to do is I'm now going to show you the world map again. And in red, I've drawn the Amazon River. Here it is. Okay, so on this map, we now have the Nile and we have the Amazon. Now you can see which continent the Amazon's in, can't you? Yeah, which continent is that? Yes, that's right. So we've got the Nile and we've got the Amazon rivers. We've also got the 7 continents there, which I hope you were all able to name when we went through them. Yeah. Right, okay, we're going to leave it there. I know. Oh, no, we've got a couple of minutes left. Come on, let's do... Shall we do every element we've ever done? Shall we? Up for it? Right, let's go. Gold. Carbon, iron, silicon, neon, oxygen, wait for the pointy fingers, lead, potassium, Aluminium. Fluorine. Hydrogen. Nitrogen. Sodium. Copper. Argon. Helium. Titanium. Phosphorus. Tin. Mercury. Zinc. Silver. That's all the ones we've done. Did you get them all right? Did you get them nearly all right? Well done. Anyway, don't forget, 2 longest rivers in the world. Nile, Amazon, Amazon, Nile. I need to find out which is the longest. I might have to visit both of them. You with me? Come on! Go on, George!